Base check. Create.
Hello, my name is Christopher Thomas. I am 43 years old. I live in Tallahassee, Florida, and I am also blind. My life is pretty much life before losing sight and life after losing sight. Before I lost my sight, I worked as a librarian and I worked in radio. I began working as a librarian at the age of 18 and went to college in 1990 and did not finish the University of West Florida because I could not pass algebra. Math is still a problem. But I decided you better do something in radio because that's what you wanted your degree in. So I kept working in the library, but I also began working at a radio station. I was a DJ in a country music station, but I also learned from my boss at the station news reporting and news announcing. In 2001, I decided to move to the Southwest, Albuquerque, New Mexico. I was having problems with my vision, wasn't quite sure what was going on, but I moved to the Southwest and loved it. It was beautiful. The mountains, the snow-capped mountains in the wintertime, the desert life, the culture of Hispanic and Native American was absolutely wonderful, and I loved it. The food was also something to speak about. In 2006, I noticed that my sight was becoming more and more precarious. I had been working as a librarian and doing some voiceover work at the local radio station in town, one of the local radio stations in town, and working at one of the 17 libraries in Albuquerque, New Mexico. But my time there was over, so I moved back home to Florida. By 2008, I was completely blind in both eyes. I was devastated. I was frightened, I was scared, but I was home with my family at the time, so I would cry in my bed late at night, and during the day, my family was there to lift me up. I had fun, I laughed, I went out. But I didn't want to be in Bristol forever. It's a small town of about 5,000, one traffic light, one grocery store. I knew I had to get out of there again. And luckily, a friend called me from the same local library I worked in as a kid. She called me and told me about this place in Tallahassee, Florida, only 45 minutes away from Bristol, called the Lighthouse. I called them up, and immediately my life changed. I began taking classes in 2008, Braille, independent living skills, orientation and mobility training, assistive technology training, which dealt with computers, how to use my computer as a blind person. And by 2009, I had moved into my own apartment, doing things on my own as I am now here in Tallahassee, Florida. I actually live right on Florida State University's campus, but my family are Florida Gator fans, so I don't want to go to FSU. I did, however, get my AA at TCC and began taking courses here at SNHU. I decided to study public relations because it was something that I wanted to do. Radio was for my dad, library science was for my mom. So I have a year left to study public relations at SNHU, and as of last week, I actually made the president's list here at SNHU. Life is wonderful now for me. Blindness almost doesn't matter to me anymore. Um, I have a great life. My family isn't near, well, they're not with me. They're near me, but they're not with me. But I still have my family. I still have my friends. I flew to New York City a few years ago to visit my best friend, and I keep moving forward. That's me. That's my introduction. Hope you like it. Thank you.
Tab. Mute speaker tab. Finish button. Tab. Cancel button. Tab. Stop capture.